Hello, everybody. It is past bedtime, and so I thought I would do an actual stamping video. It's been a long time since I've stamped on camera, so welcome to my stamping desk. I hope there's enough light here. Just do some adjusting. But I wanted to focus on the All About Autumn suite, and I have a couple cards that I want to copy from the catalog just to show you what I fell in love with this suite. I know it's really late in New Mexico, but it's 9 o'clock here in Hawaii, so I will probably, if I do any more live stamping videos, it will probably be during the nighttime. So if you're in the mainland, you can watch the replay, but here I have just some banners that I made with some old letter dies. I don't remember what they're called, but we do have some other alphabet dies available. And so I just wanted to show you this beautiful suite. What I really fell in love with was the paper. So this one, you can see I used the photo side of the paper for the back, and then this one I used the beautifully detailed foiled side, and then this is the oxidized distress paper, and then this is an online exclusive adhesive backed glimmer paper that comes in both gold and silver glimmer. So I am going to be hanging these around my house just to remind me to be grateful and remind me that I'm so blessed. And I hope you guys believe that too, that even though there's craziness going on in the world, we should be grateful because we are so blessed. Yeah, so those are the banners that I have. I'm going to bring in some of the product. I didn't order all of it, but I wanted to show you in the new mini catalog, or I guess it's season now, but there on page 42, there is the All About Autumn suite. And I really fell in love with this card and this card, so we're going to copy those. And then I wanted to show you just how many dies you get. Let me scoot this over here. And if you do want to order any of these products, you can go to stampinup.com. And I would appreciate if you use the host code if I've inspired you to purchase any of these items. But these are the dies, and there's 17 of them. And what I love about this die kit is a couple of things. One, it cuts out images that match with stamps, but you can also use them standalone, as you're going to see. And then it has these details for the veins, but you could also use them as like branches for trees. And then the other thing I love about it is these shapes that don't cut out images. There's 2 of each of them, and that's how I just die cut a bunch of them, and because you can do 2 at a time of these little images, I made those banners really quickly. And then they of course have another benefit of these is that they come with labels, various shapes. So the stamp set has little tiny words, you can see here. So these are really beautiful images, and I'm going to show how you can just use this stamp set and the paper. I actually did a workshop last night with some ladies at my mom's church. They have a monthly meeting, and she asked, the pastor's wife asked me, could you come and just do some quick cards with us? So that's what I did, and I have some extra pieces, and this card was so simple and easy and beautiful, and I just used very minimal supplies. I used the stamp set, 1 ink pad, forgive me, this is an older style ink pad, a strip of paper, and then these note cards and envelopes, the craft ones. They are, I believe it's $10 for 20 of them, plus you get a matching box that I think I have handy here. Let me see. Yep. So it comes with this box that you have to put together, and there are several tutorials on how to put it together. which I watched beforehand, and that helped me to not be frustrated. You just have to have a little patience and do a lot of bending and maneuvering, and not let the not let it get the best of you. So this is two-sided paper. There's like a leather couch, and then there's this beautiful like mosaic. It reminds me of the tiles that you see in the mosques. When I was in high school, we did a tour to the mosques, and on a study abroad trip to Spain, and they had just the most beautiful detailed tiles in the mosques. So last night, this is a card that we made, and I'm just gonna grab a few blocks here, and it's super easy. You don't need any special tools. You need one ink pad and one stamp set, because this one has both images and greetings, and all I'm doing is grabbing this oak leaf, and then, which one did I get? With a grateful heart. And so what I have here, my card base that I folded in half with the matching envelope, and then I have, let's see how much, this is a 2 by 2.5 sheet, and you can actually use this to make 2 cards. 2 by 2.5 very vanilla, and then a 1.5 inch strip of the designer series paper. So what I did is I just stamped a couple of leaves. Okay, so I stamped a couple of leaves, and then let's not send naked envelopes. I always encourage you guys, if you're using a stamp set with images, to decorate your envelopes, and then we can stamp a little bit on the inside. Okay, and then we're done with that one, so let me clean it off so I don't get ink everywhere. I find when I don't clean off my stamps right away and I let them sit there, I make a mess. Okay, and then we're going to get our greeting, and I'm just going to stamp lengthwise towards the top. Okay, and then what I did is to add texture and a rustic feel, if you will. I just kind of tore along the bottom and made a little shape for my greeting. Okay, and then what I did is I just glued this down. Get my glue out here, and then I'll trim off the edge that hangs off. So about a 1/2 inch from the bottom, covering a little bit of those leaves, is where I adhered that. And then I need scissors, which I just had them. Where did they go? Where did my scissors go? Okay, I can't find my scissors, so I guess I'm gonna have a sticky paper trimmer. Alright, trim that off. To my right, I have a very messy desk. And then, I don't have dimensionals for some reason. Hold on a second. Okay. Here we go. Then I'll just pop up my greeting with the dimensionals, and there you go, your 5-minute card, or 2-minute card. But it's super simple. It's stamped on the outside, and you can use any of the leaves that you want, and no naked envelopes. So yeah, that's our first card. I'm aiming to make 3. Okay, so my next card, I really need to find my scissors. Sorry, everyone. It's really bothering me because I'm going to need them here in a minute. Okay, here they are. All right, there's my scissors. Okay, so the next card that I wanted to make, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to do any big shotting, was this one. And I'm thinking they probably cut this 6x6 paper in half, but I'm going to show you a trick where you don't have to do as much cutting, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 6x6 paper, and the lovely thing about doing it this way is you will get to see both sides of the paper. So I really love that card. And, uh-oh, did I score too much? Okay. So I just scored my 6x6 Designer Series paper in half. And then I pre-cut a 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 sheet of Very Vanilla. And I'm going to adhere that down. Okay, and I'm not going to stamp on the inside of this card because it's already decorated with that beautiful paper, right? Okay, and then in the photo, I'm using different colors, but there is a die in this die set right here. There's a couple of them. There's this one, and then there's this one. And they don't cut anything out. They kind of just poke holes. So it just gives it texture. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how much use I will get out of those dies. I guess it kind of gives it nice texture, but I'm not that big of a fan of it. I'm just going to be honest. It was a lot of work. I had to run this through like 6 times to get this texture. But because there's holes in it, I don't want to put the liquid glue because it will probably come out. So I'm just going to use my tape runner here, my seal, and just put it right across the middle. Okay, so that's a 1 1/2 strip of Very Vanilla by 6. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? So this other card that I fell in love with, this one right here, I did not buy the ribbon from this suite. So to case that or copy that, have you guys ever done this? I think it's called like the faux suede technique. And so what you do is you break down the fibers in your cardstock and you will get 2 pieces of this faux suede, okay? And you just keep running your bone folder or ruler, whatever you have that stiff, and be careful not to give yourself a paper cut. And then when you've broken it down a bit, it will start to peel back. Okay, and you just want to carefully tear it apart. I'd say carefully, and then I rip it a little bit. I actually think you might, it helps probably to wet this a little bit, but I forgot that step. It's alright, it'll all work out. It will all work out. Break this down a little more. Okay, so just peel, and I'll go a little more slowly so that this tears apart. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this piece, and I'm going to use this piece, and I'm going to cut it and put it under this. Just going to peel this up a little bit, just because in the catalog there's a little strip of that ribbon that adds some texture at the bottom right there. And I'll bring the catalog back in after I'm done with this. Okay, and then what it did, or in the catalog, it just, there's 5 of these little leaves, and they're all lined up. These are not the exact colors, by the way. But I really loved how it looked with all of these layers of leaves. I'm just going to put adhesive on all of them and then place them where I want them to go. Desk is getting a little messy here. Okay, so I think I want this one underneath. And I want this one underneath. And then I'll put this one on top. And this one on top. And then we have to stamp our little teeny tiny sentiment. Okay, so let me clean this one off. And it says, today and every day. I'm going to put, for all you do, on here. See if I can get it. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. Get out of here. Okay. Teeny tiny little sentiment. Let's see if I can get it on there. Alright. So for all you do, I'm going to put a little stripe of glue. Just put it on here. Hold it down for a few seconds. And then it looks like they have twine. What do I have here in my little thing? And I'm just going to put this bow because I made an extra one for something else I was making. And it's just sitting right there and I don't have to tie anything. This is the gold Berry Vanilla Satin trim, I believe. Alright, so here is the card that I made. Oh, let me get this out of here. And then here is the card in the catalog. So, super easy. And this will just fit into a regular, what do you call these? Just a regular envelope, I guess. And I think I have an extra leaf here. Look, isn't that cute? How it's double-sided. So I have this side and then I have this side to use with that die. But I'm going to stick this to this envelope just to dress it up and not stamp it. Hopefully that won't fall off in the mail. It might get a little mashed, but it's okay. Alright, so I've got this card and this card, and I'll bring them all in. So the last card that helped me fall in love with this suite is this one with the books. Okay, so also for the sake of time, I pre-cut everything. And I'm going to, this is Cajun Craze, and then the copper distressed paper. But I wanted to show you some other colors and things that you could do. So like this is Pretty Peacock cardstock, but this is a Pretty Peacock reverse side. And then there's a cool pumpkin. And this is Moody Mauve. Here's the copper distressed. Okay, so you have all kinds of options, and I really love these scenes. the photoreal leaves, okay? But I'm just going to copy exactly. The other thing is that I use the adhesive sheets on the back of this, so I kind of made like little stickers for myself. But anyways, let's go ahead and cut down this paper so that we can finish up our cards. If I can find it. Okay, so I used this one, and they covered the whole card front, and a lot of people don't like that, but I do. So we're going to cut it to exactly half a the 4.5 or 4 1/4, excuse me, by 5.5, and cover our card front completely. And now that I'm putting this tape runner on, I'm wondering if I should have put liquid glue instead. All right. And this card has minimal stamping as well. And I think I'm going to bring in one of these little leaves, 2 of these leaves. I pre-cut a bunch of leaves, and I'm going to just put them on the inside right away. Oh, see, this one had a little bit of sticky on it already, but that's okay. We will just put them in there. Okay, and then, let's see, I guess I could do this one. And this had sticky on it too. I'm going to put this one on our envelope to match. Okay. Alright, so we have our card front, and then just have some of this, the other side of the designer series paper. And that is 1.5, I believe, by 3.5. And then this other strip, we're going to make that into our faux ribbon. Okay. All right. So we'll put some of this on here. Adhere that down. And then I'm going to put our leaves on there. So remember I put that those adhesive sheets on the back of this, so I don't have to get really messy with glue. Oh, the other thing is I emboss these. I do a weekly challenge with my team, and this week it was embossing. They could do any kind of embossing. Heat embossing, the dry embossing like I did on these leaves, or embossing paste. So I wanted to participate in that challenge myself. Why is this not coming off for me? There we go. And so I did some embossing of my leaves to complete the challenge this week. Alright, and then let's put some dimensionals. Maybe I'll just do it on one of the leaves. Do dimensionals on here. And then just layer them real quick. Oops. And then we have a sentiment, which is, we'll use the other one, I'm thankful. If I can find it here. And I will stamp that on this little banner. See, I didn't clean my stamp. Sure there's ink somewhere. Okay. So let's just stamp I'm thankful. Oops. Okay. And then put some more dimensionals on the back of this one. And we have our finished card. All right, so we have matching envelopes for all our cards. I'm going to bring them all back in here. Clean up all this mess. Here's our super simple but beautiful card with a grateful heart. The one we just did. And then our little 3x6 card using a whole sheet of the designer series paper. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me. If you want to order any of these products, I am going to do a project kit and send you all the pieces to make these cards. So you'll get, yeah, I'll die cut everything for you, and you'll just fill in with whatever stamp sets you have. If you use host code VDK2, I have it in the description, this host code right here, it will, at stampinup.com, you can order anything that you want. We also have a great starter kit special that you can ask for more details. But yeah, if you spend $35 or more in my online store, I will send you for free all of the supplies to make these, excluding the stamp sets. So all the consumable papers I will send to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great night.